Hello, welcome to my brief video on the 7mm PRC caliber that is coming out. I'll just launch right into what I think about it. I'm not going to bum fluff around at all. I think the 7mm PRC caliber is a neat, tidy marketing ploy to sit in the cute little PRC family from Hornady. And I do believe the only thing it will offer the market is maybe a little more availability in factory ammunition. But if you're someone who is chasing ballistic perfection in the 7mm, I would consider what I'm about to show you here over a PRC. We all know the 28 Nosler was simply overboard. It was just a monster. And that's why people shy away from it. When you start loading 50 BMG powders in there, you know you are well and truly frying your barrel. What I have here today with me is probably something maybe you've never heard of, this case here. But I think Hornady pretty much copied this case and slightly changed it to fit in the acute family of the 300, the 7mm and the 6.5 PRC. But I don't think they've really achieved anything for the end user, and I'll show you why. There's something that doesn't make sense to me as well with the PRC case, where I can't, either it's an inefficient case or there's a bit of misinformation, but I'll show you what I mean. The back of the case is a .532 and the front of the case is .517 with a 30-degree shoulder. The Blazer mag back of the case is .544 at the bolt face. So that actual case comes and it flares out to give it that more capacity, kind of like the 284 Winchester case. So this is straight through here, so we have less capacity at the rear of the case. The front of the case on the Blazer mag is .515. The front of the case on the PRC mag is .517, slightly bigger, 26 thousandths. The overall length of the PRC case is here, of the actual case, sorry, is here. The length of the Blazer case is, because you can't read it, is 2.35. So we're talking slightly longer. The overall length of the two cases with the projectile seated is the same. So to the shoulder, 1.85. To the shoulder here, it's 30 thousandths less. So really what we're seeing is that the cases are so similar. They are so similar. What I don't understand is we're talking 20 thousandths here, 20 thousandths there. What I don't understand is the H2O capacity of these cases is 7 grains of difference, which is quite a lot. So we've got 7 grains of difference. I'm trusting them, but I don't know where it came from. So you would think the PRC being bigger with more capacity would surely be able to produce much better velocities than the Blazer mag. But I went on the Norma, just a hand loading website, and they listed 2 powders for the 175 grain, the LDX, and their speeds out of a 24-inch barrel with 3072 and 3022. That's handbook, just book loads, with a 175 grain. Then I went on the Backfire TV, who is the first dude in the world to build a 7mm PRC and shoot it. He did a bit of reloading with it and things. But he, with a 175 grain, was getting 2958, 2942. So that's just the start of the PRC. He felt confident that he could get 3,000 feet per second. But I also know, watching the video, he was pushing those loads to probably over a book max. And so I guess that's why I've come to that conclusion with the PRC, is because I think it is basically this. This caliber, the Blazer mag, can be built on a Tikka action, a medium action. It doesn't need a 3.6 inch overall length. This is clearly either a more efficient case. It does have a shorter neck, but it is known for its accuracy. It's clearly a better case. It's clearly a better caliber in pretty much every single way. The only negative would be resale and brass and die availability, which is where this is going to do well because it's being pushed. I understand that if you're a hand loader, it's quite different, and I am. If you're looking for factory ammunition, all of this makes sense because it's going to become available. But what I'm saying is, if you're really pushing the best 7mm Magnum caliber, that's the most efficient, it's not going to burn your barrel out, and it's going to give you the best external ballistics, don't build a 7mm PRC. Now, on the other hand, if you are a guy who just wants to go down to the shop and get some factory ammunition and go and knock something over with it, why is the 7mm PRC better than a whole lot of calibers? And I'll quickly squiggle them up. Why is it better than the 7mm Rem mag? Because I would say the 7mm Rem mag, unless you go for a custom overall length build, really was designed around the 140 to 162 grain bullets. If you start going 180, you really need to be running a Remington, which who wants to run a Remington now? You really need to be running something like that you can get a proper 3.6 inch box magazine in there, which I'll just lump a whole lot of these in. What about the 7mm STW? Same problem. 3.6 inch overall length. Yeah, you'll get your speeds, but you need a long action, a proper long action. What about the 7mm 300 imp or the practical? The practical, great caliber, same problem. Need a long action. What about the 7mm Wisdom? Well, I have a little soft spot for that, but you do need you need a 30-06 action, really, to be able to get that. So, and then you fall a little bit behind in speed. Your speed is going to be up around 2900, pretty much. The 7 Salm, if you want to run 180s, you need a long action, and your speed's going to be even a little less than the 7 Wisdom. So I'd lump these puppies together. No, we don't want that. We don't want long action rifles. Well, you could also lump that. Yeah, you could lump those together. Just lacking a little bit in the speed. So that's really... Oh, and there's no factory ammunition for any of these apart from the Rem mag. All the twist rates are for a 162. There's no factory 180. So, does the 7mm PRC address these well? Yes, it does. It addresses them really well. Another one we talked about was the 28 Snozzler. No one wants one. They're just overboard, 100 grains of powder. Just too much rifle for most. But yeah, but again, just if you're building, look at the 7mm Blazer. It's all there.